Hello, hello. Sir David the Bard coming to you from Kangaroo City down here in Australia. I just thought I'd do a new video today because I think some of you are a little bit confused and need a little education. Like I said before, I've got 2 master's degrees. One of them's not quite complete, but I want to give you some education. And you know I don't talk like that. Anyway, my subject today is trolls, T-R-O-L-L-S, trolls. I'm going to teach you what a troll is. Now, when I was a little boy, my mother would read little stories to me, and a troll lived underneath of a bridge. And for you to get across the bridge, he'd put his hand up in his little ugly face, and he'd take a penny or whatever the toll was, and you had to feed the troll. Now, as long as you feed a troll, they'll stay right there. A troll will stay right there as long as you feed them. If you go across the bridge and you don't feed the troll, he'll go to another bridge. He's not smart, but he's not stupid either. Now, let me tell you something about my video program here. I've got 3 or 4 numbskulls, nincompoops, bastards, assholes, shitheads that are trolls. And I don't control trolls on my comment sheet. I let them just be there. And they're there because basically you guys keep feeding them. You keep telling them they're assholes, they're idiots, they're fools, they're uneducated, they're ugly. And as long as you do that, trolls like that because any attention to a troll is good attention. These are people who have little penises. Not old like me. Young little penises. And they don't have any education. They have very poor vocabulary. They misspell a lot. You know, I misspell a lot because I have a learning disability, but they don't have a learning disability. They just have a mental disability with no brain. That's a very serious handicap. They never talk to the subject. You may have a subject matter of tithing. They never say, oh, I pay tithing and my blessings have been great and I saw Jesus last night and he gave me a new car. They never say that. They just say, he has no hair. They say things that are obvious, that are usually what is that word? Now you guys know what I'm trying to say. You always do. They're making fun of your hair or your ears or your nose or the way you smack your lips. Where's Marie now that I think about it? Anyway, they don't address the subject at all because they don't have any experience. They're usually very immature. Usually a troll is acting about 5 years their junior. If they're 20 years old, they're acting like a 15-year-old. If they're 15, they're acting like a 10-year-old. And when they get onto these kinds of programs, they get some kind of fame, I guess, and some kind of notoriety because people feed them. When Niffy or Samuelson and or Goofus, what's his name? Golfus? I don't know. There's several of them that are just plain gophers. And they're people who are trolls that are trying to take the strength of the videos and the subject matter, and they're skipping the whole thing. They're just saying, he's bald, and he talks funny, and he has 2 arms, and sometimes he flails both arms. It shows that he's stupid. Well, if you want to feed the trolls, they'll stay. If you just ignore the trolls and they just talk to each other, they get bored very quickly, and they leave the website. So my advice to you is don't feed the trolls, but, you know, you don't take my advice anyway, so why am I giving it? I don't know. I do want to take this particular opportunity, too, to thank you. I don't do that enough. And someone said I was pious or pompous. They're both P's. When you get dementia, they're close. They're close. If they start with a P, goddamn, they're close. Anyway, I don't mean to be. You have been very, very generous to me. You have gotten me 2,021,000 hits. I never thought in a million years I would have more than 25 or 30 hits. In a million years, I never thought anyone would listen to a word I said I basically started these programs with trying to at least tell a man's side of a divorce. You always hear the woman's side of the divorce. You never hear the man. My Coke, oh my wife, what a good wife. Is your Coke fresh? No, I need a little more Coke. Okay. You don't know what marriage is until you marry a Filipino. God, it's like being a king. A king. Anyway, see, I lose my train of thought. Jesus, I'm getting old, but I'm enjoying it. I'm living good. Anyway, what the hell was the subject I was just talking on? Short-term memory goes first. I've noticed that. I sleep with my CCAP, and boy, I can sleep 12, 15 hours solid. And I have dreams and dreams and dreams. It's bitching. I love that CCAP machine. Anyway, I'm embarrassed. Oh, pompous. Now I'm not embarrassed. I'm pompous. I don't mean to pretend that I'm pompous. I'm not. I feel very humble that I actually have 2 million hits. I never thought I would live to see 1 million hits in 1 million years. And you've been very kind to me. Most of you have been very supportive. Maybe I've done a little bit of good here and there in the earth. I don't know. I try to. I've never told anybody to leave the Mormon Church. I've only explained what happened to me. I was in the cult for 50-some years, and I told you what the cult did to me. And whether it's doing it to everybody else, I don't know. I'm not in your head and in your life. But I just want to thank you for all of the hits and all of the comments, all the support. I've had a couple of trolls try to get my address and phone numbers and try to harass me. And again, they're just children. Now, I do have a funny story. I got to tell you this. The doorbell rang the other day. Now, every time the doorbell rings, I answer. And I take little Jesus with me because I don't know who the fuck is going to be at the door because we're in Mormonville. You know, down here in Kangaroo City, there's a lot of Mormons, and I don't know. So I go to the door, and here are 4 Mormon missionaries ringing my doorbell. Well, I thought I died and had gone to hell. I look out and I go, God damn, they got missionaries in hell. 4 of them, not 2, 4. And the guy that was in charge, I said, you're not supposed to be soliciting in here. Basically, it says no solicitors. And when you say that you're not soliciting, it's not true because you're asking people to join your church and commit to 10% of their gross income to your church for the rest of their lives to get baptized. He says, well, we had an appointment. Do you know a Sir David the Bard? I go, yeah, I do know Sir David the Bard. He says, well, we had an appointment with him at 7 o'clock. I said, you couldn't have had an appointment with him at 7 because I didn't call you. I said, I'm an atheist. And I said, I'm not into bopping 14-year-olds and marrying them, and I'm not into looking at rocks in the bottom of a hat to get revelation from a God that doesn't exist. Oh, I said, someone's playing a very cruel joke on you. He says, oh, well, someone told us you made an appointment. And I said, no, I didn't make an appointment. So you have these childish kinds of trolls and distractors that think they're funny, they're jokes. I felt bad. I was more than kind to the missionaries because they were serious. They were thinking that they had an appointment and they were coming with full intent of being able to sit down and talk to someone about their church. There was a little redheaded guy and I looked him square in the face and I said, I'm not into bopping 14-year-olds. You know, your church is. And he just looked at me shocked that I would say that and go, well, you should hear some of the other things that might come out of my mouth. So anyway, I was extra kind to them because someone had played a cruel joke on them. To send them to the Bard's house is not funny. In that kind of situation too, you may find, certainly not in my situation, but you may find somebody who's very antagonistic against the Mormons and they open that door and see missionaries there may be other consequences that may not be very pleasant. So I felt sorry for the boys, and I did send them on their way. So anyway, now you know the missionaries can show up anytime. I want to also teach you something. I didn't know. I learned all these things, and I want to share with you something I learned. I have caller ID on my phone, and when it says President Monson, I think Monson's calling. I think Monson's calling. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I look up at my caller ID, my phone's ringing, and it says, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Salt Lake Temple. I go, God, they're trying to get me again. They're trying to break me down. So I pick up the phone, and there's nothing there except heavy breathing. And, you know, trolls can breathe heavily because they don't have anything to say. All the air stays inside of a troll. They can't bring it across their vocal cords at all. They can just give the finger and up you, and, you know, they don't have any voice or intelligent voice. So I sat for a while longer, and pretty soon, ring, and I look at my ID again. And here is the temple calling me again. And I got another one from the church office building in Salt Lake City calling me. So finally I go, well, you know, let me have another drink of Coke. I call the church office building, and I go, what the fuck? No, I didn't say that. They were very polite. I have to say, they're very polite. The people are pretty good. It's the doctrine and the philosophy and the policies and procedures that are so evil. The people are, you know, brainwashed. Anyway, I said to the nice lady, I said, are you guys calling me? And she said, no. And let me talk to security. So they put me over to security. They know me by first name over there. He says, is this the Bard? I said, it's the Bard. I said, listen, you guys keep calling me. He says, let me check on that. So he calls me back, and when he calls me back, it says the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I don't know if I should answer him or not. I don't know if it was him or the church office building calling me. So anyway, it was him. He said, well, I have a news for you. And I said, I'm listening. He said, there's a new phenomenon. And I said, okay. I'm always open to new phenomenons. What is it? He said it's called spoofing. S-P-O-F-F-I-N-G. Spoofing. And I said, well, I thought that was a sexual position. He said, no. Well, he said, it could be. I don't know. Because you're a Mormon. He said, you can go to a site on the computer, internet, and for a fee, you can put in what you want to come up on a caller ID and the number you want to come up on a caller ID, and then you can call it and it will show on the other person's caller ID. He says in the church we have a lot of that's going on, that people will call your house, but they'll spend money to spin it on a spoofing application program that says the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I said, well, I thought Monson was calling me, finally giving up. No, not yet. I said, well, all of his toes have been cut off. When are they going to cut off his bad, information from getting, I want to say sperm, getting information. Prophecy, that's the word. They're close. Sperm and prophecy. When you have a mind like this, they're close. Don't run too close. Anyway, I've been spoofed. So now I don't believe caller ID. Be careful. Caller ID may not be the person that's actually calling, and someone may be spoofing you. Now that's an old word. The young people, I'm sure, think they've invented something. Spoof used to be a word long time ago that was trick. See, I spoofed you. I tricked you. Well, spoofing has now come back. It's back in the general language capability of all of the young people saying you're getting spoofed. So anyway, I was getting spoofed. So I want to let you know, I got health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins, and the sinews, power in the priesthood, be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. That is the name of the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip or Sure Sign of the Nail. Has it a name? Well, the true order of prayer goes Pay, Lay, Ale, or Oh God, hear the words of my mouth, repeated 3 times. That's the true order of prayer. I want you to know I'm happy down here in Kangaroo City. I've been spoofed a couple of times, but I'm getting unspoofed. Unspoofed is where you change your phone number. Then they don't know how to even call you. So anyway, I thank you for all of the support, all of the kindness when I didn't produce videos. My followers, were faithful, and the trolls took over the board, the comment board. And if you want the trolls there, call them assholes, call them idiots, fuck ups, whatever. And they love it because they don't get any attention at all in real life. And when you give them that negative attention, it gives them power in their own minds and gives them a security and a sense of they're really helping the world. What would help the world is if they were eliminated, if they just roll over and troll themselves to death. Maybe make them look in a mirror and scare themselves to death. So anyway, they're little trolls. Don't feed the trolls. They'll go away. Don't worry about it. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your attention. And this Bard is now gone. Watch that Coke. That Coke spills. Bard's gone.